Okay, we're back. I finished up the top. I finished. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christine. I do videos on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. So today's focus is going to be on the Colourpop Lilac You a Lot palette. This is their newest 9-pan palette. It is predominantly lilac shades, as you may have guessed, and it's really, really pretty. I'm really enjoying. It's very hard to see it today. It's so bright. But I'm really enjoying their 9-pan palettes. I think it's just the perfect amount of shadows. When I take a look at it, I'm inspired but not overwhelmed, and I really like it. This isn't the first time I've used this palette. I have used it one other time, and I really had a good time with it. I love purple shadows, so I hope you like the look that I create today. If you do, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also ring that bell so you can be notified of any future videos that I put up. Today we're going to get started right into the eye look because I already have all of my face products on. They'll be listed in the description box down below, along with all of the products you're about to see, with hopefully shoppable links to Amazon. And let's just jump right into it, okay? So, first things first, I'm going to grab myself a nice fluffy brush. This one is a Morphe R37, and I think we're going to start with the light. It's kind of almost a grayish lavender color, and it's called Imagine That. Go ahead and dip into that and start that as our crease color. My eyelids are already primed. Today I used the Physician Formula eye primer. We have a matte version and a more, I call it a satin, or even, it does have a little bit of a nice sparkle to it actually. And that's the one I'm using today because there are some gorgeous shimmers in this palette and we are going to be using them. So I'm going to continue to build that up in the crease until it's the intensity that I like. We may speed through some of the blending for this palette. Colourpop shadows are beautiful. They may take a little more work though than some other formulas, only because they're a buildable shadow. So you're not going to get full intensity right from the first touch of the eye, but I kind of prefer mine that way. So again, I'm just starting a nice light color into the crease. If you have this palette or you even have a different one, you can still do the same thing. Happen to know that their orange palette is beautiful. They have a yellow palette that's gorgeous. A blue one, I used that the other day. Really liked it. Alright, that's about to the intensity that I think I would like. There are other ones in the palette you could have used for a crease color. Ghostin is it's a little brighter of a purple color. That would also work in the crease, and Zoned Out I think would be a pretty crease color. Next I'm going in with something a little tad bit darker, and we're going to take that one into the crease, deepen up the crease just a tiny bit. Smaller brush, an M456. I'm just trying to keep that one a little lower than the last color that we put on. This is a really nice detail crease brush. Nice and small, you can get right in there. This will be a nice blown out smoky purple. Because the last look I did with this palette, I did a halo eye. So I wanted to do something a little different this time. Go back in with your larger fluffy brush that we used for the initial crease color. Next, I'm going to go in with a few shimmers. There's several of them that I want to try on the eye today. We have Fluff. There's the center shade. I'm going to put that all over the lid and try leaving just the innermost portion of the eye. Now you could use this on a wet brush. Perhaps maybe you'd want to put down some glitter glue. I know, because I've used the palette once already, there is a little bit of fallout with the shimmers, but not terrible, and it does brush away, so. No issues putting that on the eyelid at all. And again, that is not wet or with any glitter glue down. I prefer putting shimmers on with my finger. If you don't, probably next best thing would be a wet brush. Wet your brush, look at the shadow on your brush and wet it. Such a pretty purple color. There's one in here that's kind of a duochrome. It's called Wake Me, and it has a blue shift to it. And that is the one that I would like to take on the innermost portion of my eye. This is a dry brush. We can try it wet to see how that looks. I am taking it a little bit over the other shadow so that they mesh together really well. The shift to blue on that one is so pretty. But they're very close together in color. So I think I'm going to mix two colors to put on the outermost corner, deepen it up a little, see how that goes. I'm going to add a little more of the Fluff color, that's the one we used in the center. Really beef that up just a little, get a little brighter. That particular shadow is a little more flaky than the other ones. It's a little more crumbly than the other ones in the palette. I did notice that. Alright, so I'm going to take a nice flat kind of a shader brush and add a little more lighter color to the inner corner. This is an R43, and there's a shade in here called Trainwreck. Colourpop, you and your names. And I'm going to add that to the innermost corner just to brighten it up a little more. See if that does anything. What I did notice with this palette is that the shades are very, very close together. They look different swatched, but when you put them on the eye, they do start to look very similar. So, if that's not something that you like, there's a darker shade called Iffy. I'm going to use that to deepen up just this outer corner a bit. Take it up into the crease just a tiny bit, but mostly keeping it to this outer V. Just to give a little more depth to the outer corner, lift the eyes a bit. To do that, I'm using a very dense brush, the R41. This is another one that I like to use on the lower lash line. It's nice and dense, you can really get close to the lash line with this. Fluffing all of the shadow away. Back to our very large fluffy brush, and very, very lightly go around the edges of that. So we don't want to take away from that dark color on the outer corner. We don't want to just blend that all away. I want it to stay that color. I'm going to add a tiny more of the original crease color, which is called Imagine That, and use that to blend out the edges of that darker color, just to make sure we can still see it. To be honest, that purpley gray color, I just love it. I think it might be one of my favorite colors in the palette, which is weird for me because I usually go for the most sparkly color that you could possibly get. Alright, that looks really pretty. I think we're gonna stop there. As far as the inner corner goes, how about we try taking a little bit of that duochrome color and some setting spray, or whatever you have handy. I have my L'Oreal Shake and Glow, so I'm going to go ahead and spray that. Let's see how that lights up that duochrome color. See if it becomes any more. Yeah, that's pretty bright. Brighter than is on the eyelid for sure. You can really see the shift in that when it's wet. It's pretty. But it came out a little bit darker than I would like. So I think we are going to take a tiny, tiny bit of Trainwreck, or no, Cloud. I'm going to take a tiny bit of Cloud and add that on top, just for a little added sparkle. I don't want to do a winged liner. I really like what we've got going on right now, so I think we're just going to do possibly a dark purple liner and smudge it out on the top lash line. No wing, just a line. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and we'll come back and we'll finish up the lower lash line. Hi, we're back. I finished up the lids and I added a little bit of a sparkly liner just above the crease, and that is the Ciate London Eye Luster Cream Shadow, and I don't see a color on here. That's odd. I'm not sure what color it is, but it's a very pretty purpley pink, and I got it in one of my subscription boxes. Very cute. I will link it down below. So we are ready. Oh, and my mascara, of course. Yeah, I wish those were just my lashes, but they're not. That's mascara, and I use the Tarte Big Ego mascara for that. So now we're going to start on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take the darkest color that I used, which was Iffy, on the tiny smudger brush. And I'm going to try and get that darkest color as close to my lower lash line as I can on an R43 tiny little smudger brush. And just kind of smudge that out. Obviously meet up with the shadows you have going on in the corner. And I tried to make it a little lighter handed as I got to the inner corner, so that there's kind of a gradient effect as you go over. Darker towards the outer corner, lighter inner corner. I'm not going to put on any lashes today. I don't wear false lashes every day. I know there are lots of people that do, but I have very, very sensitive eyes, and they just are not my favorite. Okay, then with a nice small R41 from Morphe, we're going to take one of the lighter colors, like, imagine that, which is the purpley gray color. We're going to use that to just further smudge out the lower lash line. I just love that. I don't know what you would call that color. It's like a grayish purple. I have a sweatshirt that color and I just love it. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back to the smudger brush. I'm going to add in a little bit of that fluff, which is the center shade. It is a shimmery shade, so you could stop right there if you don't like a shimmery lower lash line. I do. So I'm going to keep that just on the outer corner, about halfway through. So next, for the waterline, I'm going to be using a Colourpop cream gel liner in Crybaby. It's a very, very light lavender color. I like the Colourpop cream gel liners. They last really long in the waterline. They have tons and tons of colors. I want to say that this color came out with the other purple palette that they put out that I cannot remember the name of, right? It's My Pleasure, maybe? I think that this liner came out with that. I really like it. Also, Colourpop, their BFF volumizing mascaras. They have such cool colors of these, and I've been having a blast using the different shades. Today, our shade is Purple Prose. I'm going to use that just on the lower lash line. It is a very good mascara. Besides having very cool colors of it, doesn't move around, doesn't flake. So there we go. I think that's where I would stop with this eye look. I love it. I love purple. I love glittery things. So I am really, really pleased with that palette. That's the second look I've done with it. And yes, there's not much else you can do. You could probably make it go a little more pink, but it is a monochromatic palette, so it's going to be some shades of purple in there. But if you love purple, this is a really pretty palette. It is different than the It's My Pleasure palette. I think this one has a lot more of the lavender colors. The other one has more pink colors in it, and for me, they could have gone even a little more purple with this palette, thrown in a few more purples, maybe some purples that are more on the blue side, but I love it. It's a beautiful palette for $12. Cannot beat that. All right, let's finish up our look here with our lips, and we're going to use another Colourpop product. I swear this video is not sponsored. They're just a really affordable, really high quality brand. So, I'm using a Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Lumiere. A very, very pretty piece of dry skin on my face. Driving me crazy. It's a pretty pink, a pinky nude. It has just a kind of a little bit on the purpley side. These are very creamy. They don't feel drying on the lips at all. And I think that color is going to go beautifully with this new lipstick that I picked up at Ulta. It is by Revolution Beauty, and it is part of their Haunted Lipstick collection. I freaking love Halloween, and I thought the packaging on this was so cute. Look at that. It's got skulls and roses and things on it. I love it. And again, this is kind of that grayish purplish nude that I love. It has a skull and crossbones on it. Let's see if we can get the camera to pick it up. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a skull and crossbones embossed in it. Love it. It is matte, but it doesn't feel dry at all. It's very, very comfortable, and I love that color for fall. I think it's really pretty. Something a little different than the pinky nudes that I tend to always go for. But I also want to add a little bit of a shine on top because I like a glossy lip. I can't help it. It's who I am. This one is by Almay. It's called their Goddess Gloss. I apologize for my very nasally sounding voice right now. I probably am getting sick. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that my daughter was in the hospital for several days. Starting with Thursday. She was in there for several days. She's doing much better now, but I wasn't about to leave her. So I stayed at the hospital the whole time, and I think I may have picked up a little something from the lack of sleep and not eating properly, you know, those things. So this one is called Mystic, and it is a very gorgeous, kind of a purpley, pinky, sparkly, it's a goddess gloss. All of their goddess glosses are gorgeous if you like sparkly glosses. Do you see that? It's got like an iridescent blue shift to it that I thought would look really cool, and it's a little spooky, which I also love. It does not taste good. I'm gonna put that out there. It doesn't taste good. It smells good, but it doesn't taste good. It is very beautiful. I don't feel any glitter, so it's not gritty or anything, and it's definitely not sticky. It's very smooth and glidey. I really appreciate the Almay Goddess glosses. I have, I think, 3 different shades of them now. Very pretty. Again, drugstore brand, so fairly affordable. And last but not least, we're going to throw on some setting spray, even though it's past dinner time and I'm probably not going to have this on for very long. That's okay. We're still going to put on some setting spray, although it's not going to be that one because I just dropped it on the floor. And we'll just pick another one, that's all. We'll use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Okay, I like this spray. It does seem to help with the longevity of my makeup, but man, Milani, if you're listening at all, you have to fix that sprayer. This is not a mist. I feel like I'm being hit with a hose whenever I spray myself with that, and it is uncomfortable and cold, and it's not my favorite. So let's see what we can do about that mister. The Shake and Glow one from L'Oreal is much, much better. You would have seen that had I not basically thrown it on the floor. That's alright. We got it done anyway. That's what matters. This is the kind of stuff that happens. Nobody's perfect. Least of all me. So hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, then I don't know what you're doing. That is it for me today. That is the look using the Lilac You A Lot palette from Colourpop. I enjoyed it, like I said. I think we've gone over everything already. So before I start giggling fits, I'm going to sign off. Please, if you could and you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give us a big thumbs up, and also ring that bell so you can be notified if any other videos go up from me. I am doing my very best to put a couple up a week. I am on no set schedule because I work anywhere from 35 to 40 hours a week right now. So I am doing my darndest to get things up. I do have a little sneak peek for you though. I have picked up a few of the Christmas items that are already out. Yes, they are. They are already out. So there will be a video coming kind of going through all of those products that I picked up. And that's coming very soon. I'll let you know how I feel about them. So I love you. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and stick around. Come back. Watch another one. Bye.